Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. I don't have a bingo, but I do have the V, and I would like to get rid of that as soon as possible. One way of doing that is playing OVA, and the leave is good. I draw an extra S, and I've also got the U. I don't think I have a 7-letter bingo with this rack. Through a floating D I would have dissuade, and I suspect there are other 8-letter bingos available. The existing floaters will probably go after my opponent's made his move. Well, not all of them have. The A, which is left, is not one I can use. Can't see anything through the V. My opponent has played a D, but it's not available for dissuade. That's a shame. I can't see anything through the H. I note that Hod takes an S at the beginning and the end. This doesn't feel great. I don't like playing the S for only 13 points. But it does sort the rack out. The leave is quite good. And I do want to play the U. I could probably score more playing in column 9, but I can't see a way of using the U, and I definitely don't want to hang on to that. The leave as it stands of A, D, E, S is quite bingo-y, so I do not want to saddle it with an unbingo-y tile like a U. And I note also that Sui takes a D at the end, which I have. Now this is a fairly balanced rack. I can't see a bingo. My opponent provides a floating G. Well, that doesn't help me. Well, if I'd played the O and kept the U, I would have had snafu'd and undefs. But that doesn't mean I was wrong to play the U. So if I haven't got a bingo, I should be looking to play off the F and score well and leave a decent rack leave. Ov scores 18 points. I could play Doff and that would take it up to 20. Now is that the best I can do? I could play Fado and Suid for 21. Let's see what that looks like. Now that has the advantage over Doff in that it retains the S hook for Shod. But this does provide a good scoring opportunity for my opponent in column 12, but if he takes it he'll be opening up row A with its triple word squares. I can't see anywhere better to play the F, and that certainly does need playing. Great, I draw the blank, and although I've got a lot of vowels, I'm sure there are bingos available with this rack. Well, I have seasoned onto the D of shod, so it's good to have one bingo under my belt. My opponent has played quickly, which in some ways I'm glad to see. 18 points. He's now just 13 points behind me, so there's very little in it. He's played tat, which takes an E and an S in front. Enolays is a 7-letter bingo. So what would be the highest scoring place? Well, I note right away that I could play Enolays down here, and I'm going to put it down in order to take advantage of the automatic scoring. But the spot I do want to consider is column 13, playing parallel to tat. Enolays here scores 76 points. I've got 6 points on my rack, given that the blank scores 0. So if I played in column 13, I'm looking at around the same score. And I don't think Enolays is strategically a lot different or a lot worse than playing in column 13, so I don't think I need to spend the time looking for a column 13 bingo. And I have the P and the V. I don't have a 7-letter bingo. Through an M I would have pivot men. My priority is to play off the V. I could play vine in column 13, making T, fan and 8. One bad thing about that is that vine takes an A and an O as a front hook, so I would be opening up row A for my opponent. So there may be something else I can play in that column. Perhaps I can play pivot somewhere. Well, my opponent does come back with a bingo. He doesn't supply an M for pivot men. Does supply a floating R, which goes quite nicely, or looks like it goes quite nicely with my rack, but I don't think there's an 8-letter bingo there. And he's also supplied a floating E. Well, I think it's the combination of the P and the V which is problematic. My opponent has provided a place for pivots. Let's see what this scores. Now that's 26 points, which is quite good. It's a very open move. It provides a P to be used as part of a play in column 1 onto the or from the triple word squares, and it also provides an opportunity for my opponent to play a high scoring tile at J2, and for that then to be doubled with the double word square at N2. So if my opponent played Zingy, I would be looking at a 60 or 70 point score. Now how much would Vino or Vine score in column 13? Slightly more. I wonder if there's another word, not necessarily vine, but a similar one in the same spot. Pivot does seem unnecessarily open. So it would be nice if it began with the V, and then I can go VE. Well, FAP's good. FAP is good. I could play VoIP. That's a nice word. I don't think the V on the top row is particularly dangerous. The rack leave is good. That's 30 points. I like that. VIP is not good. I don't have Viper. Yeah, I think that's okay. That is a nice rack. But do I have a bingo? Ilmenite. I have a bingo onto an E. There's about four bingos with an E. Fig eater, that's a great word. Great spot by my opponent. Well, having provided that V in the top row, I was hoping my opponent was going to be drawn to it, which would leave the E of Ristia available for a bingo. I guess I need... Oh, well, no, it's not there, but I need to check the 4 anagrams to see if any of them still actually do slot in beside Fig Eater. So Ilmenite is the first, and that would have to be... starting at E5. That doesn't work. Melinite. Menilite and Timeline. Okay, none of those work. Do I have a 7-letter bingo? Don't think I do. I don't have anything through the V of VoIP. Although I note I can play Vim, which would score reasonably well and leave a decent rack leave. Am I missing something? The O of VoIP is also available, but only if I had an E in front of it, and that's unlikely. So I could play Vim. That's not the M, that is. For 24 points. It's not a great score, and the rack leave isn't... It's okay, but it's not great because the L and the N don't go well together. I'm vulnerable to drawing another L and another N. But if I played something like Levin, then I'd be retaining the M, which is not as bingo-y as some tiles. Can't see anything better. I have the J. Jetliner is either good or it left the dictionary in the last update. There was definitely a word like jetliner which left us. I've got jet at I3 down, putting the J on the double letter square, so that would be a decent score. And looking at the score, I'm 12, well, I was 12 points ahead. I'm now 29 points behind, so there's not very much in it. Jetline is not available, so I don't have to take that risk. So is there anything better than jet down here? The rack leave is pretty poor, but the score of 39 points is good. Where else does the J go? Is there any high scoring spots? So that's 39. If I played Jet A at H1, that would only be 33, so Jet is certainly better. I can't see a higher scoring place. Ooh, and this rack is deteriorating with each move. I need to do something about this. I've only got 7 minutes on my clock and there are 34 tiles in the bag and 7 on my opponent's rack. I'm going to struggle to resolve the duplicate L and the duplicate R. And I could put my W on the triple letter square at J2, but unfortunately that's all I can do. I can't play down column 2 onto the double word square, which my opponent has just done. Ret takes an A and a T and an F in front. I don't have any of those. Gosh, there is win here, but look at that leave. That's terrible. That is really bad. 27 points. Must be something better than that, but I've only got 6.5 minutes, so I don't have a lot of time. What is better than win? That is really bad. I'm just asking for trouble. There are 2 L's in the bag, so the rack could get even worse. And I'm behind. I'm behind by 20 points, so I really want to come back, hopefully with a bingo. Gosh, is there really nothing better than win? Win is certainly better than changing. I think I'm going to have to play it, and this doesn't feel optimal at all. Well, I'm fortunate I draw 2 vowels, and I don't add to the L's and R's that I have. I've got krill as a 5-letter word. I'm not sure it goes anywhere. But if I could play it, that would certainly sort the rack out. Well, I could play it at J9, but that would score very little. Is there anywhere else? There's only 1 T in the bag, and I mention that because win takes a T front hook. So whoever gets that T has got the opportunity to score in row A. I'm just 7 points ahead at the moment. Great. I do have an opportunity to play krill. It is risky in the sense that it opens up column 15, but sorting my rack out is my priority, and I was looking at a terrible leave just last move with 2 L's and 2 R's. A rack leave of ER. ER, by contrast, is excellent, and a score of 25 for krill is fine. And that looks pretty good. I've got tercels. I've got the T for twin. Tercels doesn't go. I'm sure there's an anagram of tercels. Gosh, what is it? What is the anagram of tercels? I'm sure I've been studying this recently. be nice if my opponent took time over his move. Is there anywhere to play tercels at the moment? No, there isn't. Is there anything through the L of krill? No, there isn't. Gosh, this would be so annoying if there is an anagram of tercels and it's playable and I don't spot it. My opponent has not provided an opportunity for tercels. I'm looking at the O of rumpo. There's corselet. But I'd need to put the S on the end of enolays. This is really bugging me. I just think there is one there. I may be wrong, maybe there isn't. Through the O of rumpo, electors, electros, selector, corselet. I've only got 3.5 minutes left. I'm 20 points behind. If I don't find the anagram of tercels, I'd like to put the C above the L of krill. But can I do that? I'm not sure I can. I guess I could just play tercel down here, increasing my chances of drawing the final blank. Not a great move. I'm playing off 2 E's and there's only 1 in the bag and it only scores 27 points, so there's a lot wrong with this move. But I'm struggling to find a better one and I don't want to run out of time. I do draw the blank. I have Corolus with an A. Oculus, oscula. I don't have anything with the T for twin. Can't see anything. The best opportunity is column 2. I'm going to mentally run through the alphabet. There's rucolas. Yes, rucolas goes. Phew. Rucolas. And I'm wondering if I can put the S on the end of rumpo. I think I can, in which case I think I've got oscular. But I have some doubt about that. Rucolas I'm sure of. Closure. Closure and enolases. Great. I have got a guaranteed bingo next go. And that's nice when you've only got 2 minutes on your clock. My opponent doesn't have the blank because I have it. Oh, so do I try oxo and oscula? Gosh. Oscula. Oculars. I'm just not sure about that. Rucolas I am sure of. And I'm 30 points behind, or 28 points behind. This is 72. That's not a great pickup, but I can see what my opponent's got. My opponent's got the Z. Can he put the Z at A4 and get a big score by tripling a doubled Z? Not sure he can, but I need to focus on my rack. I can't go out. I'm 44 points ahead. I can't go out in one. But what can I play? I've got Wren at A1 for 24 points. I've got Benny at K6 for not many points. Oxy's good. Well, I've got Brew. Brew is better at A1. That would leave YNN. So I'm not going out in 2 with the moves I'm considering. That may or may not matter, but it would be nice to work out an option which did give me a 2 move out. I note that Chin is good, so I've got Wen, W-E-N at A7. That's 25 points. Right, my opponent's played Zoa somewhere for 34 points. He is now 11 points behind. He's got Ligs on his rack. He can go out pluralising Erks in row N. He hasn't blocked Brew. So is Brew enough? Brew is 39 points. That's actually a big score. Onto the 10-point lead I have. That gives me a 49-point lead. I'd lose 12 on countback. He'd need to score 37 with Ligs. He's not going to do that. If my opponent does not go out, do I have an out? I've got Win at B6, W-Y-N-N. Great. Well, my opponent has gone out. And I win the game. By 405 points to 385, so that's a spread of 20 points, so a close game. Let's see what I missed. And it's good to see a game through to its natural conclusion. So this was my opening rack. Vados burns the S, so it's not an obviously better play, but it is a very nice word. Great, no missed bingos here and no great scores available either. And no missed bingos here. And ditto, just low scoring moves. Well, plenty of bingos here, but nothing which scored particularly more than, or significantly more than Eno lays. Well, it mentions pivot, which I considered, but then VoIP is its second choice, and I think that's probably better. Good, no missed bingos here. What did I play? I don't, none of those words is jumping out at me as being the one I played. I think it was Vim. Yeah, I think Vim is fine. And Gin. Ooh, Gin, Chi and Un. Oh, well, I say that, but actually Jet scored the same. Jin was playable in 2 spots for 39 points, and the rack leave is better than after Jet, so my move was slightly inferior. This is when I had a couple of ghastly racks, or maybe just the one ghastly rack, and well, it's suggesting win, but that's probably just on account of its score. But there's none of the other moves there is jumping out as being better than win. This was my krill play, which I was grateful to have an opportunity of playing. Right, was it just tercels? Yes, it must be, because I think if there was another anagram it would probably play in row A. Okay, I think I was fretting needlessly. And, well, there you go. Oculars and oscular were both good. So that was a significant, well, a significant loss of points there. I mean, I could have got 93 for oculars, and instead I got 72 for rucolas. It just shows the importance of having word power and being confident of your word power. I considered both oculars and oscular, but given that I had a 100% rock solid alternative bingo, that slight hesitation was enough to miss out on those extra points. And here Brew and Bray were the top scoring plays. So I hope you enjoyed watching that video. I think there were a number of interesting spots. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.